Thanks, let's join them. The pandemic has meant that public events have been banned, bars and restaurants are all closed, but for those watching from home, these television pictures are, it's hoped, sufficient to join in those celebrations. So that's the scene in Russia. Well, many countries have decided to cancel the usual New Year celebrations, but some, it seems, have plenty to celebrate. Let's show you the scene in Wuhan, the capital of Hubei province in China. This was several hours ago. The new year was welcomed with a mass street party exactly 1 year after the city reported an unknown pneumonia outbreak to the World Health Organization. That was later named COVID-19. Well, in many other parts of the world, celebrations have to be scaled back or cancelled because of surges in coronavirus. This is the scene in Dubai, which has been seen in the new year in the last hour. A socially distanced crowd was allowed to watch the fireworks at the Burj Khalifa. Very different scene in Paris. A curfew is in place there. Thousands of police officers have been deployed to ensure citizens don't gather in the city centre. That's in the Champs-Élysées just moments ago.
Countries have managed to keep COVID infections relatively low. That has to be cause for celebration. In Wuhan, China, where the coronavirus took hold a year ago, crowds gathered this evening to watch the countdown, life largely returning to normal. Across much of the globe, though, it's a different story. In 2019, 100,000 people crowded together to see in the new year in London. Who could have guessed how different life would be 12 months later? COVID restrictions.
Program contains flashing images.
Look in here.
In the year of 2020, a new virus came our way. We knew it must be done, and so to help, we hid away. Old habits became extinct, and they made way for the new. And every simple act of kindness was now given its due.
The Nightingale Hospital, based at the Exhibition Exhibition Centre in London, was constructed in just 9 days.
Buildings were lit up in blue, the colour of the NHS.
Mama, everyone's outside. Thank you, Ninjas Heroes.
Captain Tom Moore set out to raise £1,000 for the NHS. He's raised a little bit more than that.
He's an Einstein on war bears. It's well managed.
also fragile. With a new year comes the opportunity for change, and if we act in 2021, we can make a world of difference. Together, we can turn things around. Together, we can restore our fragile home and make it a happy new year for all the inhabitants of planet Earth.
Normally rammed, Times Square this year was closed to the public. Instead, only VIPs and 40 frontline workers and their families were allowed. Forget the crowds, New York cut back massively on its New Year celebrations because of COVID. Likewise, on Rio's famous Copacabana beach, the New Year's Eve party was cancelled. A few private fireworks instead went off by the few locals allowed access. An hour after leaving the EU behind, the UK left 2020 behind. Some fireworks were live, some pre-recorded. No crowds, no parties. The message was stay at home.
It's been very strange because obviously I'm used to like the fireworks and big crowds, but it's been very like quiet and there's police everywhere, so it's just like it's not like the usual.
In Scotland, they opted for this. Not fireworks, but like fireflies, they were Hogmanay drones, 500 foot in the air, perfectly synchronised at 25 miles an hour. In France, they had music maestro Jean-Michel Jarre live from his studio playing at a virtual Notre Dame Cathedral. Reality, however, was somewhat different.
Messieurs, dames, je vous demande de quitter les lieux. Le couvre-feu débute dans 3 minutes.
It's too bad because especially in this neighbourhood, we're used to having a great atmosphere, and we don't see that today. It's too bad.
Australians also stayed indoors. Their fireworks were cut to 7 minutes. While the UAE did it like this. And in the place where coronavirus began, this New Year, like usual, the Chinese reaping the rewards of tough lockdowns and a zero-tolerance approach. No more social distancing. Instead, socialising and parties. Remember that? Paul Hawkins, BBC News.